Are you enjoying the con?
Yeah, it's great. It's great to meet all the folks. Yeah.
Have you been to Pittsburgh before?
I have. I was here at the con, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 or some year.
Are you willing to be in the Stargate franchise?
They haven't called.
No. Because my girlfriend who had a picture with you today, I'm trying to get her interested in the Stargate franchise. And she loves you. That would be a great thing.
That should seal the deal then. We're
That's
just...
what I'm saying. Turn into a light. Who knows?
I broke it. Okay, now I fix it again. Banging it works. You would make a great duo. All right, next question.
So first, one of my favorite all-time movies is Less Than Zero. You worked with like my dream guy, Robert Downey Jr., before he done Iron Man. But my question is, you got to work with the amazing, amazing John Hughes. Like, what was it like working with him? Like directing and all that? Was he on the set? Like, was he funny? Like, did he have those little lines?
Excuse me. Well, John was a really interesting guy. John didn't direct. The only time I worked with him was in Pretty in Pink. And John only wrote that and produced it. He didn't direct it, which everyone is always surprised about, because it's such a John Hughes movie. But John was certainly there every day. What I remember most about John was he used to sort of sashay in and about. I think he produced it only, didn't direct it because he wanted to sleep in every day. And because he used to kind of wander onto the set about 11 o'clock, and he'd bring a little boombox. It's the 80s, right? So he'd have a little boombox with him, and he would play us little snippets of songs. And he'd go, what do you think? What do you guys think of this? And what John did really well is he took young people seriously. You know, that's why his movies were successful, because he had respect for young people, he honored their journeys and struggles, and knew that it was such a self-serious time in life, and everything was, life or death the way it is when we're an adolescent. And he didn't dismiss that. Oh yeah, they're just kids. John took us and young people very seriously, and their opinions seriously, and so he would come in and ask us every day. He'd kind of go, what do you think of this song? And he'd play a little snippet of the song, and we'd go, yeah, that's cool. And that's what ended up being the soundtrack, because he really had respect for young people's opinions. And John was very smart and very, he wasn't possessive of his words at all. If you had something you wanted to do different, he'd go, yeah, just make that your own. Say it the way you'd say it, which is not always the case at all. And so he had enough confidence in himself to be very generous, and to sort of give it away and realize, I think the movie making is a very collaborative process, and so he would just sort of give the part away and give it to you and go, do your thing. And he really had great, I auditioned for that part, and it was originally written for my part, Blaine. It was originally written to be like this big high school quarterback, broad-shouldered kind of dude, and I was given an audition for it because I had just been in a movie called St. Elmo's Fire, which was had been fairly successful, but they said, well, he's not right for this part at all. He's not some big jockey kind of guy, but he just was in this movie that was successful. We'll give him an audition, a courtesy audition. And so I went into the room to read my little scene, and Molly Ringwald was there. And so I read the scene with Molly, and no one showed any interest at all. They just went, okay, thank you, and I walked out of the room going, the hell with these people, except I said something else. And the next day, apparently when I got a call the next day going, they're very interested in you for this movie. And it's because when I walked out, Molly turned to John Hughes and said, that's the guy. And John Hughes said, that wimp? And she's like, yeah, no, he's really, dreamy and poetic. That's who I'd fall for, not some jock. And to John's credit, again, how he respected young people, he just said, well, you see it, okay. And more to his credit, from the way I see it, at that instant then, he just was totally behind me. The second he decided, got on board with what Molly was thinking, he was totally behind me and supportive. So, I forgot the question.